Hey guys, and welcome to another video. So I'm finally getting started with everything with being anything that has to entitle photography, filmmaking, and so on. So today's subject's a very broad one in the sense that everyone has to talk about it or everyone has to have an answer. So this question always comes up with anybody you ever meet in the creative field, a photographer, a filmmaker, whoever, just somebody that just takes photos, or if not, films. They always get the question, what camera should I buy? Or what camera do you recommend to me for me to buy? I wouldn't be joking around if I told you that I haven't at least gotten that question once about every month from somebody, either a friend of mine, either a random stranger that followed me on the social media or some sort. Now, reason why I'm talking to you all about this is because it's a very sensitive subject, because there's a lot of things that go into buying a camera. Now for starters, I'm gonna be like every other person that's gonna tell you this, but your best camera is always the one you have on you, which is gonna be your phone. Reason why a phone is super handy when it comes to filmmaking, if not taking photos, is because you always have it on you. Reason being that's so important is because you can pull out your phone, swipe it to the left, and take a photo. And it's super convenient, it's super small, you can put it in your pocket for crying out loud. Say if you were to go to some event and you have all this stuff, or you're just hanging out with friends, you want to take a photo, having a camera on you is very, it can be quite rude sometimes. So just busting out your phone is very helpful. If anything, some of my Instagram photos, if not some of my stuff that I've actually filmed, have been on my phone. Nobody's ever asked what camera I've used, it's just a simple photo. Sometimes you can actually get away with taking such good photos off your phone, or not taking such good films off your phone, and nobody will ask, or if nobody will even tell. So for starters, if you already have a phone, for crying out loud, get started. This is the one thing you're probably gonna start off with first. Now for everybody else that has had their phone, they've been starting with, taking photos, posting it on social media, VSCO, Instagram, Twitter, so on, and you're looking to get an upgrade. Now, I can understand how that is. Now, the one thing I'm gonna tell you is that I'm not gonna give you a surefire, like this is the camera you need to buy. Reason being because I don't know how people will kind of just get into it. It's a brand new thing and so on. But what I am gonna tell you are some good tips and rules into getting your first camera. The first rule that I'm gonna give you as a beginner is to know your budget. Reason being is because I have no clue how much money you have saved or how much money you're gonna use to buy this camera that you're wanting, or if not looking into. That's usually the first thing that people wanna know. How much does it cost? So for you, as a person that's gonna get into photography or if not film, that's something you need to look into. What is your budget? What does it look like I'm gonna be having to spend money on? Can I save something? Do I have to spend more? Those are the things. Second below that is really a simple matter, is doing your research. Now, when I first started, that was one thing I always looked into, making sure it was the right thing for what I needed, if it fit my budget, and so on. Now, that's something you need to really look into. Do you really need it, or do you just want it? When I first got my first camera, when I was looking into the market, I had just my phone when I started off, and then I kind of moved up to this very old PowerShot that my family had given me. And then I wanted to get a bigger camera. So my first camera when I stepped up from actual phone to the old PowerShot was this one. This is a Canon 70D. This is the first one I used when I started getting into photography and also went to school. This is the camera I would always use. Now, it fit my budget. I was looking everywhere for a used camera, and it fit in that margin of money that I wanted it. I think back when it was retailed at $1,100 and I found it for $800, and I had saved up a lot of money for it and I was gonna buy it. It recorded at 1080p, which I needed, and I didn't want anything more. And also it shot really good photos from all the reviews and everything I would look into. Now, the funny story about this, I did not buy it for $800. I actually found it at a pawn shop. You wouldn't believe the cool things you can find at a pawn shop if you really look closely. This camera here cost me about only $500. Way below my budget, what I was looking for. So you need to do research, look around. You never know what you're gonna find, because sometimes you might get what you're asking for. So these are the things you need to look into. What's your budget? Do you need and want? My personal opinion on it, does it shoot 1080p? Does it shoot over 12 megapixels? That's really all you're kind of looking for. Look into reviews. Always read somebody's reviews over it. Look online. Look up a YouTube tutorial on the camera itself. Does it fit your margins and all that other stuff? Because these little things will help you out in the long run. So I said I was gonna give you a surefire, like these are the cameras you should buy. But if I was to start all over and I looked into cameras, I would say start off with the beginner cameras, which they have. Since I work with both Sony and Canon, so I've done a lot with the menu systems. I've looked into a lot of the research behind the color science, as well as just the shooting capabilities. My two kind of recommendations would be the Canon series, which is like their T3Is. If you have a bigger budget from there, at T6 to T7. Those are really good cameras to start off with. Get a good prime lens and then you're off to go as well. In Sony, I believe the Sony a6000 is a really good start off camera. I believe it's put at a good reasonable price, and if you want to upgrade from that, the Sony 6500 is a really good one. It's a jump, and it's really good because if you want to upgrade from that one, it's a 4K capabilities. It has all these kind of interchangeable lenses. Those are the two kind of I would have started off with, but don't take my word for it because you never know. It might be something that you're not comfortable with. It's something that you may have troubles. It's something you just need to do on your own to do research on. So for starters, remember budget and does it fit what you need, not what you want. But yeah, this is the start of the videos where I'm gonna be talking about film and photography and so on. If you have any questions, if you have a topic you wanna talk about, put the comments down below. And if you really want me to give you my personal opinion on ask me what your budget's looking like, what camera should you buy, send me a message. My social media will be on the bottom. I don't mind at all actually helping you out, what you're looking for. I can give you a really good guess on this is something you could use. If not, just use your phone, man, because I started off with that and it did me wonders. If you look at my work now versus back then, it was totally different because I learned a lot from using my phone. So if you like the video, guys, put a thumbs up on it and be sure to subscribe to the channel. There's gonna be a lot of cool stuff coming up soon. A lot of things that I'm gonna be looking to do with other creators, as well as just new kind of film topics, as well as just vlogs. Now, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.